The next one is what's the most common type of relationship? And all but one of you, 94% of you, got one to many correct. That is the most common type. And this one is true. And again, 82% of you got that right. That will show all heads of state that begin with Carl. 49. Which of the following is not valid syntax? The truncate from customer. No, truncate deletes every single row. There is no where clause. And again, 76%, or more than three-quarters of you got that one correct. And finally, 50. The in clause is less efficient than two or more or clauses. That's false. And 82% of you got that one correct. What was the average grade for the entire class? I didn't look at that. Let me see. Oh, I think it was right like 60 or something. So, and I did say I was going to give everyone a 16-point curve. So you will get that. And a number of you are going to get, credit, additional credit because there were some answers that had some issues. So that's the midterm. Is there any questions on the midterm? Yeah, I know a number of you didn't do that well. Um, but there will be a curve, which should help. Um, so two of you are giving me links about. Sounds like it. This will be interesting. This will be funny because I had that question up. I guess that means that the engineers at MySQL are thinking the same way I think because I completely made that question up. That sounds like was a complete fabrication on my part. It's actually a pretty good name. Where is it? SoundX is the same as SoundX. Huh. We didn't cover it in class. Does that really exist? Well, I'll be darned. Um, I thought I was completely fabricating something. Will some of these questions show up in the final exam? Yeah, could. So don't forget them. um, so um, so yeah, it looks like I'd like to try that out. Wow, they don't really give an example of using it, but it does. Maybe this is an example. Yeah, the soundx function I knew about, but I had no idea they turned it into an actual command. Okay, well, I guess so now someone's saying they can't hear me. Can everyone hear me? Oh, sorry, you were muted. Okay, so for those of you who didn't hear my rant, I was basically saying that uh, the sound like it's there, although I completely fabricated that command, or at least I thought I completely fabricated that command. I guess the engineers at MySQL are on the same train of thought as me, because that was a completely made up question on my part, anyway. At least I thought it was. So I guess those of you who said true, I'll have to give you credit, um, and I will. Um, so the other question is on GNP. One of the answers had a quoted string in the where clause. Isn't that an alias and not allowed? No, it's allowed. It was a column name. I believe it. No, aliases are allowed in the where clause. So a number of you saying you didn't do well. Well, yeah, a lot of you didn't do well. Is there some made up make up assignment or extra assignment or something? Let me think about that. Um, and see what we can possibly do. Uh, I'll try and make the final easier. um, this is the first semester I'm using the web access. So, okay. Let's see. Is there any other questions on the midterm? Looks like this thing is saying that MySQL is already running. Huh. I don't know. For some reason, MySQL's not running on my computer here right now. So I can't test some of that other stuff out. And all right, yeah, some of the questions, yeah, that everyone missed, I'll probably put that on the final as well. Any other questions on the final? If not, we'll move on to the material for this week.